Yo! I know you're so used to seeing the flashing lights, take shots with much bravado. Don't you know you don't have to lay down your only life? I need you here tomorrow. Is martyrdom the only philosophy? I can set you free from all that seems to bind. Years ago, you threw the key into the darkest nights, then hit the light to follow.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
y'all missed all of that?
I guess we can start from the top. And we'll just edit this out in post.
Sheesh.
Okay. So we'll start over. It's totally cool. It happens. Things happen. Let me just hit it from the top.
Hopefully y'all heard the theme music at least.
Yeah. So let's get back into let's rewind and pretend like that didn't happen. So I'm Mick Sykes. I'm your producer, and I'm here with your host,
Jip Jack on the attack. Brow.
and we're here. This is the Anukai Tree. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time sitting with us, we are a Black empowerment, progressive, neighborhood, community-based, revolutionary podcast. We talk about a little bit of everything. Can y'all hear us now?
I heard us. I'm looking through the thing.
Okay, you can hear us now? Okay. We come to y'all once a week every Wednesday, so make sure, like, if you're listening to us out there in podcast land, to check us out on Facebook.com/Anukai. We go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Also, make sure you check us out on IG. Subscribe to us on IG at Anukai Tree. We're also available wherever podcasts are streaming, but if you want to go straight to the source, make sure you check us out on anchor.fm/Anukai. And that is also where... Oh. Oh. Wow. I think I pressed it too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the money.
Where you can donate and support our podcast. So if you want to keep us going, you can go to anchor.fm/support and support our podcast. You can become a subscriber and you can donate $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you can afford. You know, we poor, working class, colonized people out here. And, you know, like, it looks like we got a lot, but we really don't. We could definitely use some new mics and some new cameras. So make sure you guys definitely go on that website and support this podcast. So like I was saying, let's get into our topics for tonight. Sorry about that, little technical difficulties. So let's get into our first segment called The Tea. So come on in and sip it. And I'm going to pass it over to Jip Jack to definitely get into this topic for tonight.
All right. So, I know y'all heard, but Little Mama and Rizza Islam, right? The transphobic IG live that turned our stomachs. Little Mama took to Instagram Thursday evening with Noir member and activist Rizza Islam to share that she would be starting a heterosexual rights movement targeted towards LGBT anti-bullying. Lil Mama mentioned that she has members of the LGBT community in her family. However, when she got on the topic of children and sexuality, it still didn't sit well with some folks. Lord have mercy. So, like, there's a lot, y'all. And y'all know how I am. I want y'all to see this first before we make any judgments or before I say anything. So we are going to get into the video. We tried, y'all, in terms of trying to, like, pick a few clips, but what we're going to do is essentially run it and stop and unpack some things, you know what I'm saying, and try to figure out what's going on there.
There's so much, like, even in the first few minutes.
Right.
But listen, we're here to attack the contradiction and not the people. So this is not about Little Mama and Rizza Islam per se, but this is about the ideology of transphobia in general. So we just want to put that out there because we're not about dragging black people down.
And transphobia comes from colonialism. It comes from the idea that you, as a person who fits into a norm that was set by white folk, right, have the authority to say what is default and not default for a child to learn in this instance. Right. So, like, anyway, just get your life, y'all. Watch it.
Let's get into it.
Brown gotta get some break for a second.
You gotta give him a break.
Wait, wait.
You gotta get Chris Rizza a break. How you doing, Rizza?
I'm doing well, sis. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Shining, man. Got that old shining thing.
nah, I had to put a little filter, cause you know, look, cops did to me.
Hey. Oh, got you. You doing your thing, or you doing your thing?
You talking about I'm doing my thing? You're not even listening. Look at me.
It's all good.
All right, so look,
It's all good. Don't even worry about it.
I got you.
What are they even
Let's
talking
have
about?
this
Nothing.
conversation about the post that was put up, right? And some people
Yeah.
the post and as children being able to make certain choices and the choices that we weren't able to make and that we aren't able to make. And then now being something that children, a choice that children are able to make.
Oh, this is their choppy live,
right?
not us, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
So can you just
Their
elaborate
live was
on
choppy. We ain't doing it with
your
the
post
with
so
the
that I can
sound.
elaborate on what I posted in reference to that?
Absolutely. So the first thing is, of course, we love our family. It doesn't matter what sexual preference they refer to themselves, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, queer, etc. We don't hate our family, regardless. We love our family. We can't judge nobody. That's how it is. However, when it comes to children, that is a different area. That's a different lane, and that should be left alone. Children are innocent. Let them be innocent. We shouldn't put anything dealing with sexuality onto children. That includes being straight. I don't need to be forcing, throwing myself like, yeah, look who I'm having sex with. That has nothing to do with a child. You know, they should be taught and educated about the world, etc. That's the point on that. So my post,
How's
I
your
just simply question.
service?
Can you-
Because you look a little blurry. I don't know if it's just me, but you look a little blurry.
Oh, wow.
There was something
No,
else
you look
said
good.
after this.
You look good, clear.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to. We trying to let it build so that we have.
I look good on this
about
side.
than
Can
just
you
the
hear me?
few things that he just
I
said.
can hear
There's a
you
lot
well.
in the few
All right,
things.
so here's the thing.
Okay. So basically, my post, I was asking a question on Twitter, and I said, children they're too young to gamble, too young to drink alcohol, too young to rent a car, too young to go to a club. These different questions, and I said, but they're old enough to cut off their genitals and or change their gender. It
Right.
was simply a question. Just asking a question. And of course, the people who control media, mainstream and otherwise, became infuriated about that when the reality is these are children.
Okay, pause it.
These are, oh,
sorry.
yeah, it's blurry on both
I
ends.
can't even get
Let me
to our
see
regular
something.
pausing station.
Okay.
Yes.
Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay, so first thing first, I'll eat your brains. No, let me stop. What I can't with initially, right, is the idea that they keep talking about, like, one, sexuality, and then bringing in transness. Like, your straightness does not inform a person's transness, and it's just overall incorrect. Like, you're just wrong off the gate. You're already, like, conflating two things that don't have much to do with each other. Secondly, I want to know what you mean, right? In what ways are children being more geared towards any kind of sexuality other than straight, right? And you're saying, oh, like, we shouldn't do straight things or whatever. But your example is you telling a child personally who you have sex with. Nobody does that. Who does that? Nobody goes up to children and be like, oh yeah, so I'm straight, y'all. Okay, yeah, so I'm gay. What y'all do is threaten a child's life if they show any gay signs, right? What y'all do is say, hey, where's your little boyfriend? You got a little girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? Based on them going towards the opposite gender. Nobody does that in daily life for the same sex or same gender. No one goes up to little boys and be like, hey, so you got a little boyfriend? Even the gays go up to little bull. If we go into a little boy and we feel like they looking at girls or whatever, we'll be like, hey, like, you got a little girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? That's something that we like. Heteronormativity is something that is literally fully ingrained into the situation, and they are speaking from a place that is so privileged that they cannot see that what they're asking for is more heteronormativity. What they're asking for is to allow the heteronormative stance to maintain, because nobody is giving any child any, like, ammo that would make them want to be gay. At the end of the day, y'all still kill us.
Like, right. Like, who, like, oh yeah, I'm going to be gay because it's the next hot thing. Like, and trans, well, I'm going to be trans because it's the next hot thing. And, like, trans women are getting murdered on the daily, by the second. Like, yeah, this is a life that, because, like, I'm, like, onto a fad that I'm going to be, like, you know, just going to jump head into. Like it was fucking Big Jackets in 2005 or some shit. Like, what?
What are we talking about? And again, this is not to attack them, but this is like y'all are this deeply programmed that y'all came up off y'all square to enter 2 squares on IG Live and say to people,
took 2 squares,
okay, and say to people that there's this thing happening where more kids are gay because of what's happening in media. Well, maybe more kids are like being okay with being gay, or maybe more kids are like less
open
afraid
about
being trans because these stories are being told, and it's being made very clear that y'all late people who want all this like regulation on transness are late, and therefore they can feel like you're late and feel supported by people who are going to pick them up when y'all try to drop them. That's all. And all this, y'all don't realize the programming again in the words that they use, such as change their gender. There would be no change of gender had you not assigned one in the first place. It is a heteronormative systemic application of gender dynamics to assign a gender in the first place. Duh. You want to have a son or daughter so bad that when it's a son or daughter, you're like, okay, fine. And if it's the opposite of what you want, you so upset that you're like, well, yeah, that's my daughter, or yeah, that's my son, and that's it. You're trying to say you want them to wait until they're an adult to give them a choice, but here you are not providing them any space for choosing, literally before they get the opportunity to talk. It's not like they read their birth certificate before y'all are implanting in them that they are boys or that they are girls, and y'all continue to speak in this way throughout the whole thing. We can continue if you don't have anything to say. Because they're just going to continue to prove my point for the next couple minutes.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, we have some more clips to get into. Before we do that, make sure y'all like this post if you're watching on Facebook. Loves are better. Loves help it get further. Make sure you love this post. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you know anytime we post a new live video. But yeah, let's get on. Thank you. Yes,
Skittles.
Yes. All right.
That's my bitch. I love Skittles.
Let's go on. Actually, I don't want this taking up the whole screen.
Ciao.
So, Lori, can you see me?
I can't see you.
Again, this choppiness was them, not us. Actually, yeah, this is about part of the reason we should have edited this a little bit, because there's some segments in it that are like laggy and weird. That's why we don't do IG Live.
That looks a little better.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So
the fuckery will ensue.
I had to walk around, I guess. You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So the basic thing is children have to be left alone when it comes to the sexual pushing of sexuality. Educate children, teach children, but children do not pop up and say that they want to do this or that sexually. They are encouraged. They are educated by their environment. They are coerced, different ways. But the problem is the United States government has a population control agenda. That is absolute fact. There is nothing, no conjecture about that. There has nothing to do with any conspiracy theory. So when I put that post up, I was simply questioning. I would be simply questioning, why is it that children are now being given the option to cut off their genitalia and or change their gender? That's not something that's conceivable. That's a child. Leave a child alone. Now, an adult, do your thing. You're an adult, do your thing. That's fine. You're an adult. But let children be children.
Right.
And the other thing I was pointing out is, why is the government so easily able to help with this? Why does the government encourage this? Why do they want children to manipulate their gender all of a sudden?
Right, and then that's when I reposted. Am I moving slow or am I moving at a normal pace?
No, you're good now. I can see you now. You look good.
Okay, so that's when I put that it's
we gonna let her speak up.
It's basically depopulation. So if you have little girls that like little girls, then you won't have children. If you have little boys that like little boys, then you won't have children. If you have little boys that think they're girls more so, and we believe in that notion without them even going through puberty or giving them an opportunity to figure out who they truly are, we'll have more confusion and less babies. That was my point.
Lord Jesus.
Like, and refuses to see the trans and homophobia in what she's saying. Oh. You're literally sitting here saying that this person is a boy until they say otherwise. But that is not the case.
That's not how any of this works.
This is the problem that y'all have, and this is why all this whole situation with trans people is like really getting annoying, how cis people are fucking taking it. The thing is, nobody is cis until they understand themselves as cis. Your doctor and your parents did you a disservice by calling you a gendered term up until you agreed or could disagree. Period. Okay? And this is something that y'all have to internalize. Her literally sitting here talking about, oh, a boy, you know what I'm saying, doesn't know that they like boys until da-da-da-da-da-da-da. First of all, I was liking niggas when I was 5. You know what I'm saying?
You know, like sexuality is not literally just the ability to bump bodies. It's like about desire,
right? And
you know about desire as soon as you realize there's attraction, and that happens at various ages. Yeah, like we got a couple comments. So,
we got comments.
So Calvin was like, "He cray. I can't believe he made that analogy." Yes, I was like, "Wait, what?" Like gay people don't reproduce, and I'm just like, where, like
the gays aren't
Skittles, like they sound dumb, and I'm like, yeah, they do, but this is when you try to make colonial constructs sound smart.
Right.
You can't sound any other way but stupid. And for the folks out there, it's like we're like thoughts and feelings. Oh, it's what's between your legs, not how you feel. There are more than two, like human sexuality, like actual genetic sexuality is more than a binary. There's more than two sexes. In fact, there's more than 6. Look it up. Like, don't use your fucking junior high school understanding of anatomy and biology to sort of like blanket what human nature is. Especially like white people have been lying to you since the beginning. What makes you think they would tell you the truth about like your gender and your sexuality?
Period. And there's too many different factors that make most that would let you understand that 90, maybe not 90, but like 75% of the population is somewhere on the intersex spectrum.
Right.
There's too many factors for you to think that nature would even consider it possible itself.
We're mammals, for God's sake.
To only have something binary and all the things in between are rare. Like, make that make sense. Y'all trying to say that the extremes are more are more normal than all of the things in the middle? Nah, the extremes are the minority. Most people fall under the intersex bandwagon. Bringing up nature as well. Nature has designed all species to experience sex in order to reproduce, to experience homosexuality within their species in order to control the population. Population control happens from the planet. This is how I know that y'all colonized, because y'all don't understand the relationship to nature that all of these things have. Because y'all don't understand that nature is running the show, and that anything white supremacy is doing is going against nature, right? And the things that y'all think that are going against nature, that y'all think is white supremacy, is not. Y'all have to fix it. Y'all have to fix certain things, yo.
They done mix up your mind.
Now, this is not to say that the government doesn't have a population control agenda of their own, but to think that nature wouldn't make some people desire same-sex interaction in order to make sure that we don't have 900 billion people on the planet. Imagine if everybody was straight and every gay person also had a child. Imagine. That's why some women are infertile. That's why some men are infertile and sterile and born that way. Because fuck out of here. Because no, not everybody can have a child. Because no, there are not enough resources to support 900 human beings who think that they control shit and nature don't control shit. So nature has its own population control method, and yes, it is called homosexuality, boo. And yes, it is called transgenderism, boo. Because yes, we fucking are the ones that might not have babies in a way that's more quote unquote natural. Like me having sex with a partner that I love in particular is not going to birth a child, right? So if we don't therefore make other means for that to happen, we won't naturally have a child of our own. So yes, nature is doing that. So you have to know the difference. Where's y'all discernment? Y'all don't have it because heteronormative privilege. Y'all gotta let that white shit go.
Let it go. Let it go. I mean, like, anywhere in the animal kingdom, you name an animal, they having homosexual sex.
Period.
Flies, cats, especially dogs, bears,
anybody.
Whatever. Like male dolphins blow each other. I don't know how you give a blowjob underwater.
I don't know how you give a blowjob with that mouth.
Maybe it's blowhole
job.
Who knows? Diamond said great analogies. Thank you.
Thank you. There's some long ones above that. Right after that.
Some people posted some links. I'm gonna go back.
Wait, there's even more. Did you get that, Victoria?
That's a link.
Okay.
That's a link. So Carolyn said the difference is when gay folk have children, it's planned and wanted. It's not about dropping seed and keeping it moving. Reproduction is a biological function, nothing to do with attraction and love.
Period. And y'all are not. And
wait, there's more.
Sorry, hetero. Oh, there's more for her.
Yeah, okay. Just seeds joining eggs. The life that springs forth is not controlled by the man; it's controlled by nature and its elements. Yes, infertility is an act of nature.
Period. And oh shit, what was I gonna say? I had something for what did she say? It was something she said in the middle.
Reproduction is a biological function.
Boom. And heteros, y'all not better than nobody just because y'all could accidentally have a baby. Like
that might make you worse than some people's eyes.
Y'all be worse on multiple occasions. Or the deadbeat, everybody's moms, dads, everybody's. And half of y'all, and the issue, here's the tea. My Fedifun Egon, here's the tea. Half of y'all have so many issues with your damn kids because y'all don't know yourselves enough to even know which gender you are to be able to raise anybody's child. To be able to have a child and be like, I'm going to raise this child effectively, regardless of what their gender winds up being, and regardless of your gender politics. You don't know yourself because of all these rules. And because everything about you as a cis hetero person, for the most part, is based in repression. And that's sad. And the few people that I know that are straight up, like, you know, hetero, the cis women, you know what I'm saying, that I know that are strictly dickly, that I know have done their things and have explored, they've done the research. So,
okay. Victoria Lee said, I agree with you, gender non-conforming folks and asexual folks being natural population control at you. So, like, you know, the entire gamut. Hey, Dolores.
What's going on?
All right, we're gonna watch like a couple of more, like a little bit more of this video, then we're gonna move on with our topics for tonight.
And if y'all want more, y'all have to watch it. I'm sorry, I can't necessarily be responsible for infecting y'all with this much ignorance.
Yeah, if you want to see the whole thing, it's up on our YouTube channel. So make sure you go to like look up a new country on YouTube, and you can see we posted the whole live for y'all to take a look at.
Please do.
Or y'all could go follow Little Mama if y'all want to do that, but y'all should subscribe to us.
Shad Moss
on YouTube.
Bow Wow, Bow Weezy.
Just make sure you like and subscribe.
Come out of the self-hate, girl.
Stop it.
We see you.
Stop the misgender.
We know y'all the same person.
We can't. Okay,
we yet to see y'all in the same room. Now somebody post a picture.
They did a lot together.
By giving them injections of hormones, giving them injections of testosterone. Since when does this government give a damn about children?
And speaking
I'm sorry, baby.
My grandmother was just saying too that sometimes when women are pregnant and carrying children, they're given shots and hormones that may have estrogen while carrying a male child, or the opposite, that carry steroids and testosterone while carrying a female child, and those things can alter DNA. And so we have to be patient with our children, and we also have to be cautious with our health.
I'm really praying for
It's
them,
really
y'all.
hard to not literally pause it every 3 seconds, y'all.
Vaccines and things of that nature. We have to protect our children because there's so much
Yeah.
going on, and there's so much to it, especially if there's shots and things like that happening before children can speak and articulate, because
That's right.
they may have a certain energy beforehand, and then after the shots they have a different energy, and that's why some children suffer
Yeah,
from
please.
autism and seizures and things
Yeah.
of that nature. So we have to be very
Yeah.
careful.
Please.
And I'll tell you this, just
And
Wait,
that's
oh, wait.
it.
Sorry. Wait, yeah.
And it's fine, and it is
Wait,
a key.
I'm gonna go. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Let's.
And this is okay. So here is the tea, right? I appreciate black people's concern about the medical industry very much. I appreciate it with my whole soul. If you've ever read Medical Apartheid, then you would understand why you should absolutely be wary of all the things that come from the medical association whatsoever, whether it be the FDA or whatever, right? At the end of the day, yes, there are times in which people that are pregnant get injected with certain medicines that I can't say as a person that can't get pregnant what they are, that some have said might have certain hormones in them, right? This is usually due to a deficiency that is causing problems with the fucking gestation or problems with the mother or father, the person with the I'm holding the child, fucking surviving through it. The baby's taking too much testosterone. It's not like women don't fucking produce testosterone. All bitches would be bald if there was no testosterone in cis women, right?
Dolores was like, I'm confused. I'm like, so is Little Mama.
Right, so is Little Mama. There would be, you know what I'm saying, like men have estrogen all day. There'd be no men with sensitive nipples. We'd have no, like, there would be no even pectoral tissue to speak of. Like, there'd be a lot of weird shit happening in men if you know, people with penises didn't have estrogen as well as testosterone. We need them both.
We're a female species. We all start out female in
the
utero.
womb, period. So at the end of the day, is there truth to the idea that yes, these hormones might be being injected into pregnant people? Absolutely. Are the effects on the baby unknown? Yes. Are the effects on the baby transness? Absolutely not. This is another thing. The idea that transness is new, I'm tired of saying it. Fucking understand. Transness is one of the most pre-colonial things that has survived. Okay? Like we did not give a fuck mostly. That's not to say there weren't African tribes or otherwise indigenous and aboriginal tribes that didn't not fuck with the gays and was not about, you know what I'm saying, the transness. It's not to say that those tribes didn't exist, but at the end of the day, the ones that did appreciate and, let's be real, revered people that were either homosexual or some other gender were more plentiful than the ones that didn't. Period. So we've got to understand that as a people, we are mostly the kind that not only accommodate, but understand something deeper about people that are homosexual and or people that are transgender because of a level of balance of the two energies within us embodied in one vessel that gives us a level of connection to certain things, right, that other people would not necessarily, cis hetero people might not necessarily be as connected to, right, or as easily connected to, right? And that is just what the ancient belief was. It has nothing to do, whether I believe it or not, fuck out of here, who cares? But that was the ancient belief. So at the end of the day, y'all not even hip. Y'all got all of this stuff. So what I want, and this is again, we are not attacking them, right? What I want from them, right, is to use every bit of that research mindset, every bit of that, like, yeah, there's a lot of fuck shit happening in the government mindset in a way that does not divide them from their own people.
Right.
In a way that says, okay, maybe I, as a person who lives in this normative standard, doesn't understand how what you are is normal, but let me at least pretend it's normal while I'm researching these things and see where the normalcy pops up from us before white people. And when you see it, you can't ignore it. When you see it, you can't ignore it.
Chad said we all versions of the same. Yes, we are.
Period.
I don't know about homosexuality being but
like people are starting to fucking let go of their repressions. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that simple. Like like aren't y'all tired? I know people are tired of having to repress themselves.
Let's move on to our next segment. And this is the key.
Lord have mercy.
It's funny.
You taking this one?
Because it's true. So yeah, our person for the key, you probably guessed it by the title, is Derrick Black Men Don't Cheat Jackson. And as some of y'all may have seen, may have heard around the interwebs, he has been exposed for cheating on his wife. Derrick Jaxn is a huge internet personality, like a relationship guru, relationship expert. Does a lot of videos from his car about relationships and, you know, saying how black men are terrible for the things they do to black women, which is not untrue. But he was going around doing some of the very same things. But before we get before we get into that, I wanted to show some of our favorite memes. Like there's so many out there right now from this week about Derrick Jaxn. One of my favorite ones is it's a picture of Iyanla Vanzant from Iyanla Fix My Life when she was doing, I forgot, Victoria something from like Second Wives Club and another like reality show girl. And she came out, this is what Stux looks like, and talking about Derrick had his wife come do the live looking like that. Another one is a double picture of them from the live and like a picture of like a black ventriloquist with a dummy on his arm. And so another one of them says like, oh, you mean to tell me that all those times we seen Derrick Jaxn in his car, he was either going to or coming from cheating? Probably right.
Most likely.
And it was like, fellas, if you at home, fellas, if you or your boy lost a woman because of this man videos from the years 2014 to 2021, you could be due compensation for your loss. Call 1-800 Out. And I'm done. Like, weak. I was weak. I'm gonna let y'all get back to us. Oh yeah, the Iyanla one like had me going, but so yeah, let's get into the story. So basically, I'm gonna make it big so y'all can see and I can read. A woman named Candice DeMarios reached out to vlogger Tasha K and opened up about the affair she had with Jackson on the Tasha K Unwind show. DeMarios has known Jackson since 2009, and after getting acquainted with him over Twitter, she claimed that Jackson flew her out to a wonderful getaway weekend in Miami in July of 2020, so July of last year, for his birthday. So during that weekend, his wife was allegedly in Colorado with her family, and DeMarios said that Jackson told her he had separated from his wife. Like, they got it in. There's so many receipts. I want to let y'all see what Tasha K had to say about it. We're going to watch a little clip from the Tasha K show. And then we're going to watch the 7-minute video that he dragged his wife on so he could do his apology to the internet. And we're going to talk about it. There's a lot to unpack. I want to hear y'all comments. So while we're watching this video with Unwind from Tasha K, get your comments ready, because like we want y'all to get in on this key. This is a key, so y'all can key with us. So make sure y'all start typing those comments, and I'm going to play this video. Wait, hold on. Okay. And I'm going to play this video. And nope. Okay. Why all the technical difficulties? You know what? I'm just doing it the old-fashioned way. Like, internet things happen. It's fine.
Talking on and off for the 10 years and everything like that. He's always thought I was attractive, but it just never came to that. And so last year in 2020, I want you guys to go to his Instagram right now, okay? There's a picture I want you to look at, all right, while I'm telling this story real quick. So I want you to type in Derrick Jaxn, D-E-R-R. Y'all going to do some homework today. D-E-R-R-I-C-K-J-A-X-N. Okay, I want you to do a little homework because I don't want nobody saying their perfect guy. There's no way their perfect guy could be doing this, okay? Well, I'm coming with all the receipts. So she says that he invited her to Miami for 4th of July. We got the green light on this shit, okay? He invited her to Miami. Look how beautiful she is. She's just so pretty. She's nice, you know what I'm saying? And so we had a very, very good conversation. So when you scroll down, here's his page, okay? Here's his page. I want you to scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold on, 7, 8, 9, to the 9th row, okay? To the 9th row. Shaq, put up the picture of him and the wife like this. You see that picture, Shaq? Okay, now blow it up for me. Blow it up and listen to me talk. So I want you to read this caption, right? Now, he flew her to Miami July 4th of 2020, okay? He flew her. They stayed in the same hotel room. They had a yacht party. Everything was going down. They had sex the entire weekend. Derrick told her he was separated from his wife, okay? Things weren't working out. She says, okay, you know, I'm a single mom. We've always connected, so this is our chance. So he get her to Miami. He's spending money on her, told her to bring her friends. He had friends for her friends. I got pictures of his friends, and if they married too, I'm going to blast they motherfucking asses tonight, okay? This is for all the faithful married women. I got y'all tonight. Now, so he flew baby girl to Miami, paid for the entire weekend. The suite they stayed in is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put those receipts on Patreon now because there's a lot of them. It's probably like 100 receipts. Now, if you look at this caption, what does this caption say, okay? How
So
would
many
you
receipts,
like it
so
if both
many.
of our names had Jackson on the end? This is his wife that he rarely ever posts, okay? Now, recently, he just started to post her. I think maybe she caught wind of some of the women that he was sleeping with in their home behind her back, okay? But if you look and see when this picture was posted, it was posted August 1st, 2020. Now, he spent July 4th of 2020 with this woman, talked to her every day on the phone, okay, sent her money, $1,400 for plane tickets and everything, okay, to come down there and give his married ass some ass, but yet he's on the internet telling y'all to keep your motherfucking legs closed and black men don't cheat. That's what he said. He said black men don't cheat. But if you saw the date on the bottom of that photo, it said August 1st, 2020. So why are you posting your wife 3 weeks after you flew a chick out to Miami, okay? Now, I'm thinking maybe the wife found.
Why? Why would you post your wife 3 weeks after you flew another, like, $1,400? That's nothing to sneeze at. A week in Miami is expensive. Yeah, he's done. Like, he is done. He is done.
Dunzo.
Like, he also did a reaction video of a video with his wife, which we're about to watch. I wish I could say I was surprised. I wish. And I'm going to explain why after we watch the video with his wife. I wish I could say I was surprised. But the type of, like, I follow Derrick Jaxn for a long time. I see the way he interacts with other black men in the comments. And I'm like, you going a little too hard. Like, he was the type of person that, there's one thing to hold, like, black men to task and hold black men accountable. Like, I'm fully with that. But there's also not being unwilling to see, like, gray areas or where things are caused by, like, patterns and pathologies. And he was always just like, no, you're like this because you ain't shit. And I'm like, thou protestest too much. Because we've all tasted temptation, Derrick Jaxn. So, but now we know. But before, did she leave him? No. And we're about to find out why. Would you? Well, that's a question. Would you leave him?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yes. You out there like you out there like exactly, Dolores. You out there sitting there. Put Dolores' comment up if we didn't already. You out there, exactly, Carol, too, living in glass houses and throwing stones, right? Like, you out there literally telling people that, one, black men don't cheat, and not even living that example to give black men a fighting chance, right? For that to be true. And then, if you could lie about something like that and be preaching, like this is that Gandhi shit, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing behind closed doors where you could be racist and preaching peace? What are you doing behind closed doors where you could be telling people not to cheat and then cheating? What else could you be doing, right? Gandhi was raping little girls. What else is this nigga Derrick doing? I would be out.
Well, she's not the only one. This is just the first one, according to Tasha K. Allegedly, there's more that weren't as willing to come forward and like sort of like put out the receipts.
Right.
Allegedly.
So that being the case, even on the alleged aspect, like there'd be no way I'd have to allege that for myself, and the one time would be enough for me, especially me, because this one knows. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting all my business on there. But at the end of the day,
I'd be dead in it somewhere.
Don't cheat on me. Let me know something.
True. Because we'll get into it after we watch this video. Actually, let's look through time. So Jalissa said, and hiding behind the word of the Lord, like white Jesus ain't trifling to begin with. He gave his life over to Christ, like right after that. Like, why do y'all always do this? Oh, I've turned my life over to Christ. Bullshit. And so did John Gray.
Because white people do this.
She can't leave. He takes care of her. This is why you never give someone complete control of your finances. Word.
Facts.
Let's get into the wife's video. Let's see this.
What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife, Danae. And we just wanted to address a couple of things. You know, we understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, you know, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true, some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took, and definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. Then I have to be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation. I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that for any amount of time or any length of time to any extent and think that I can't be held accountable. You know, the same way that I preach, men and women in this situation need to face consequences of their actions, deserve to be held accountable. Guess what? Derrick Jaxn's no exemption. He's not exempt from that. I'm also not a victim. Nobody made me do this. She didn't make me or push me to do it. The next person didn't make me. No friend influenced me. It don't matter how I was raised and what trauma, whatever. Look, I made decisions. I made a series of decisions that I got to account for. There's no excuse or justification. I've already made that bed and have had to lie in it. And now we're finally getting on to the other side personally in our own healing, in our own marital oneness. And now this is being made public to you guys. So we're bringing that forth to you guys to let you know where we're at with that. But did you want to say anything?
Yes, so I do want to just add that I agree with what he just said. There is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage on any level. And it was unacceptable. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that I tolerate or that we tolerate moving forward. And when I've been flooded again with messages and these things and about, I need to leave or why haven't I left? And the answer is, when I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so. And I stayed gone. No matter how many times he came, I stayed gone and stood firm on, I am not coming back. And I did not come back until I seen a shift and a change in his mentality and how he carried himself and how he...
She didn't come back, but she's still right there, girl. You right there in that beautiful home. I don't blame you.
Never been able to have in just 12 years of knowing each other. And when we were able to have these dialogues, said, okay, Lord, this is something that you've had your hand on. And this was with me being completely removed from his life. And him pursuing God, continuing to pursue God, and continuing to eliminate these things that led up to the catastrophe that you guys are seeing for the first time. So there's nothing out there right now that is information that I don't already know about or haven't known about. And so this is not something that is new. We have moved forward from it. We have gotten counsel for it and continue to do so. He is still continuing to pursue God and continuing to seek guidance and wise counsel from men of God. And that is what I needed for the continuation of me being present and in this marriage and to stand by his side. So today, where I'm at is at peace, and I proudly stand by his side, and I have no hesitation, I have no hurt, no shame about that. And it's only because of the grace of God and the mercy of God. And we have already turned a new chapter in this story. We are continuing to move forward, and we are just now sharing that with you all. And I forgave him, and most importantly, God has first forgiven him, and I also forgive the others as well. And with that, we are free and moving forward. So that's all.
And I get it.
It's the grip on the hand for me.
Right.
Shock, probably a huge disappointment. I let a lot of you down.
Scary.
If you've had a perspective shift on who Derrick is, hopefully it's away from anything remotely close to perfection, and it's simply that, I am a human, and that does not justify anything that I did. But I don't want anybody out there to be putting me on a pedestal. If you did, and I hate
Oh,
that
we
shit,
are it.
We are not. It never once did. And the people who did, I feel bad for them. Because there are some that did. I know that.
I appreciate you while I had your support and helping me get the message out about healing and healthy relationships. There's so many people who needed it, myself included. And for those who are going to continue to support, man, I appreciate you like never before, because I know it's not going to be easy going forward, at least for a little while.
All right,
while so many things are still fresh.
Right, enough of the bull.
Let's wrap this up.
Everybody out there, if you get nothing else from what I've ever...
Anyway, though. So we've heard. This is the key. So we're going to get to your comments first, because y'all had a lot to say about these clips, even before the questioning. Okay, Jalissa was like, the bonnet video, shaking my head. Okay, Carolyn.
Why would you have her out there like that?
Live in a glass house, don't throw stones.
Period.
Exactly, period. Dolores was like, he was basically a hypocrite the entire time.
Period.
Yes. We said that by hiding behind the word of the Lord, like white Jesus ain't trifling to begin with.
In the first place.
And Jay said she can't leave. He takes care of her, and this is why you never give complete control of your finances. Exactly.
I agree with Carolyn.
That house is beautiful though. And his wife's video was so full of regurgitory Bible quotes and church speak. I haven't actually watched their live Q&A video, but
and did y'all see?
I can only imagine.
Did y'all see his video reacting to that video? Nigga.
How?
Like the level of narcissism, the level of pomp and circumstance.
The level of, I can just snap back after my cheating scandal and go back to like making views and stuff. I'm just like,
it's just hard. It's hard to watch. The level of cishet privilege. A gay would never.
Maybe.
A gay would never.
RuPaul might. Oh, put that up already.
Well, she's fracking, so.
Divorce is asked for infidelity. Carolyn said divorce is asked for infidelity.
And get the money.
Take the coins.
Yes. That's what I was saying to Joy's comment. I'm like, yo.
Victoria said, I think her mental health is out of sorts. Could be.
Quite possibly. I mean, a lot of blindly Christian people's mental health is all of sorts. You know,
and niggas will make you crazy. Let's not act like niggas won't make you crazy.
Bad flowers.
Sis is a whole hostage. It's given very much Patty Hearst.
OD.
Jay, why?
OD.
But for real, like for real.
OD.
All right, Carolyn had like a real comment here. So, black people, we need to raise our daughters with some damn backbone. Fuck white Jesus and shit. That is our downfall. We get sucked into the patriarchal BS. He's trying to save his ass now. He ain't sorry. This is about his image. Exactly. Yeah. This is a whole, like, you're doing a whole PR campaign about, like, watch the whole Tasha K video when you get a chance. And, like, first of all, subscribe to us, like, donate, because we need that, like, Anukai/support, because we need the help. Anchor.fm/Anukai/support. But like her Patreon, I've got my ways, so I was able to see what was on the Patreon. When I tell you, bitch, there are receipts, like CVS receipts. Like, he was tricking on bitches, and I was like, you can't be making this much money off of so. But he does speaking engagements as well, so I don't know what his bankroll is. But he was tricking
on these hoes,
and making these videos. And like, I really believe I was like, you could have afforded a whole production straight up where you was spending on these hoes. So the fact that you did most of these videos in your car leads me to believe that the meme was right. Like, most of the time you were either going from or coming back from bitch's house.
Right.
Like, how do you spend that much money on hoes and you have like a whole house and paying a mortgage?
A whole really nice house.
Anyway, Dolores said she did a great job at memorizing her. She does a great job at memorizing her script.
Hopefully, she gets a gig.
Carolyn said she done made herself a doormat. He gonna go cheat again, boo. Right. And Jay was like, "Who he seeking counsel from? John Gray." Yes. Yeah. Taking a note from the Book of John Gray. That's a scandalous book, child.
Chapter 1, verse 1.
You ain't hear that from me though. Oprah, like, if you give us the contract, we'll sign it. But basically, Julia said, but basically, she's saying, mind your business. I'm laying in my bed making my coin.
Right.
You know what?
And you know what? To be honest, he's
a foreign man.
He looked like the nut is based on the fineness and not the dick. And that's not to say it's not sizable.
What do you mean?
But he gives me whack dick tease. You know? He gives me like, oh my God, he's so fine. And you're like riding it and it's like, okay, like, but he's so fine. And
the stroke could be mediocre. Yes. You get caught up in the rapture and you're like,
just like, look at him. And it's fine. So maybe she thought about it and was like, you know what?
Like, you got off it and you walked to the bathroom normally and you were like,
it's all good. We do got 3 rooms in this house. I'm going to get me a John. And that's that.
Stop it.
I really do. I feel like she's on that. She's been like, all right, bet. Like, the dick is whack anyway. I'm going to go get me a Raheem. Fuck is a Derrick Jaxn. Fuck is Jaxn.
Yes, CVS receipts. Victoria, are we free betrayal of this magnitude over in 24 hours?
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Yeah, did she just say forgive his side chicks? Yeah, she did.
I mean, is it their fault? Like, yeah, like woman's codes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never, you know what I'm saying, like purposefully have a nigga, you know what I'm saying, like that was a woman's nigga in particular, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, what it is without, you know what I'm saying, literally having spoken to that woman and being like, hey, like, you know, literally I make a nigga call her. Like, we don't play those games. I'm like, call her. Like, oh, you said she said she knows your bi. Great, call her. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're a child, you play those DL games. But, you know, at the end of the day, when you a grown bitch, you know, you do what you're supposed to do. But at the end of but it's, you know, she might have broke girl code or whatever, but it's not her fault. He fine. And doesn't, and the fineness sometimes overtakes you and you don't get to see the whack dick behind, like, deep in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And you just get swept up and you think you're going to get stroked out by this fine nigga. I can understand just being like, you know what, fuck it. And he got money and he's tricking on me. Like, forgive her.
But you know what?
Forgive her.
Polyamory is a thing. Open relationships are a thing. Like, if you, and as much as he preached and taught about honesty and saying what you want and need in a relationship, he could have given her the same power and he did not.
Right. True.
He knew what it was. Mm-hmm. Like, he knew the things and didn't. And this is what really makes me afraid to trust niggas. Right. It's not like you didn't know exactly what you were doing, nigga. Because some, like, a lot of, like, the following in the comments, like, you know, sort of protesting against, like, Derrick Jaxn's whole rhetoric was maybe, like, the more ignorant, less feeling man, like, bound by the colonial change. It's like, oh, the white man done this to me, so I'm going to do this to everybody else. And, like, we can't do that to each other. But doesn't know that. They're just acting out of trauma. Right. Him, on the other hand, like, has had a little education, a little clarity.
Or so it seems.
You know, figured out some shit, at least enough to, like, say it. But out here, why are you shaking?
Because it's kind of like crazy. Like, it's just like, I can't take how much, like, colonialism has incepted the minds. Like, people, okay, there was this meme that was like, stop giving people, I'm fucking it up right now. This is not the meme, so it's not going to be as funny. But stop giving people with a propensity to cheat polyamory as an excuse or, like, as a tool, right? And it's like, okay, like, there's, like, I understand the truth in that, right? The issue with that is that the cheating is in the dishonesty. The cheating is not in the multiple sex partners. The cheating is not in the, you know what I'm saying? The cheating is in, we had an understanding that we are monogamous and you went out and did some other things, never even once called me and told me that you were sexually frustrated. Didn't even give me the call before the grace of a call right after you did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done fucked up. And the truth is I was sexually frustrated. I don't know how to tell you, but, like, you know, it's an unforgivable thing if you feel like it's unforgivable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even give me the grace of that. All you did was lie about who you were. And that's crazy. And that's what the cheating is, right? For me, I'm upfront. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I need is what I need. And I'm asked and make sure everybody knows what it is that they need as well in the room. Because otherwise, what are we doing? How you claiming to build a unit? And y'all walk down an aisle?
Right.
But,
well, the way some of the receipts line up, like, not in his defense, it does seem like with this particular chick, they could have been separated at the time. The other ones, I don't know. This particular instance, it seems like they, you know, it could possibly be true that they had, like, but it also seems like they may have, like, had, like, a really heavy argument, and she was like, I'm gonna go to my mama's house, not we're breaking up. Like, I'm going to
I mean, I don't know if they had an understanding. It seems like maybe they have one going forward, you know, but I don't know if they had an understanding. But let's get to some of these comments.
Jay said, forgiveness implies someone wronged you.
Them
girls owe her nothing, especially
girl.
If he was out here lying.
They broke girl code. And if he was out here lying, yeah, he was out here lying. But they broke girl code, you know what I'm saying? They didn't do their due diligence. Y'all know, and it's upset that y'all got to do diligence on niggas. It's upsetting. I hate it. But y'all got to do your due diligence on niggas, and y'all know it. You know it, right? So do your due diligence and make sure that ain't no shit. And if you did your due diligence and this nigga is still out here doing shit, then by all accounts, y'all bitches got to get together on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, nah, like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I did my due diligence. Like, if a bitch came to me and was like, yo, this is what's going on, I'm like, yo, I did my due diligence. And you telling me? For real? Holy shit. All right, so we have to come together on a nigga because this is a brilliant motherfucker. Right? And that's that. But most niggas are going to have all these slip-ups. This nigga has slip-ups. There's no way that all this tea is available. Like, again, if y'all could see the freaking treasure cove, the dragon dungeon.
The way it also seems like she found out immediately after he did it, and I don't know whether that's because he confessed or because of the receipts at the art that he was just sloppy. But
the slop.
That's neither here nor there.
But yes,
Dolores said the sad part is that there are women out there. Oh, let me make this big. I'm losing it. The sad part is that there will be women out there saying he's human and continue to follow him and support him. The level of manipulation that he did in those videos is disgusting. I agree, but I also agree that people can learn and evolve, and I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with this black man except the fact that he's calling out. It's like, people can change, people can grow, people can do better. If he really loves her, I don't know what the shit between them is, why he stepped out, what the reasons are. But if they're willing to work it out, I say, show and prove.
Right.
Now, if a year or two goes by and some other hoes come out the woodwork, then I'm like,
some new hoes or some old hoes saying that it's still going down. Then
right.
It's like, all right, nigga, you haven't made no steps. It's the kind of thing where, yes, a person is human. My issue, right, is that I agree. Nope, I agree.
You think it's
I
a
agree.
Mm-hmm.
I fully agree. But at the end of the day, a person, the issue that is really at hand is that your whole platform is based on not being the nigga that you are. That's the issue where that whole I'm human thing becomes obsolete because no, you put yourself as top tier human in this particular situation because you have made yourself the authority on how to not be the nigga that you turned out to motherfucking be. So at the end of the day, again, we have come to the situation where you cannot be preaching in public something that you are not practicing in private. You could have been the nigga to tell a hoe how to fucking cheat. You could have been the nigga to tell a hoe how to do anything else. You are making however much money off of this YouTube shit. You could have been the person to be like, all right, and here's the YouTube thing to teach you how to be the YouTube guy, and here's what it is that you got to do, and put the step. You could have did anything, but instead, here you go telling people how to not cheat, and you're not following your own advice. Well, what good is your advice then? What good are you in the market in which you are trying to come into? And then besides that, you're trying to help a community of people and going to say black men don't cheat and you cannot live up to that standard that you're setting? You don't get to say black men don't cheat and be the person that is cheating. That's ridiculous.
Coin it as a term.
Okay, you let some other nigga
not put it on a shirt.
Wrong. Right, you let some other nigga prove you wrong. How you gonna prove yourself wrong to the masses? That's ridiculous.
You think the man is behind this? You think the man put them girls to ruin Derrick Jaxn's image? To bring him black?
This is why.
The white man threw them hoes in his face to tempt him.
This is why.
I can't. I'm sorry.
This is why no hoe goes untold.
No hoe goes untold.
No hoe goes untold, y'all. Have your hoe, have your hoes, whether you're fucking them or not, based on whatever the conversation is. You know what I'm saying? A nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. A nigga that is not wanted by other people is kind of probably a bad nigga.
Right.
So if you got niggas in your inbox, and it's okay, you snagged a good one if there's niggas in somebody's inbox, but a person who will not tell you that they have people in their inbox.
Facts.
Whether they tell you each person that's in their inbox or not, if you as a person in this person's life doesn't know that there's people up in their inbox, that's crazy. That's wild, And to be with somebody that is on a level of fame, you have to like kind of know that there's going to be people in their inbox. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a level of fame that I'm trying to reach as a person who does music and blah 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 blah. So being an artist, being an artist that touches people, whose music touches people and things of that nature. There'd be people who are turned on by the music, you know what I'm saying, just because of how deep it is for them and how much therapy it's been for them and how much it does whatever, you know what I'm saying, and they just be in your inbox ready to just be like, slay it, and it's fine, you know, it's fine. This one knows, and I'll let y'all know that she knows.
All right, so let's get into our last segment because we kind of like
really over. We're taking. But yeah, thank y'all for that one. That was a real key. That was mad fun.
So our last segment is Keeping It Real.
100%.
Where we bring you the real of like this week and what something like we really need to talk about, and we want to like drive through to like you, our audience. So like this week's real is we have to put an end. Let me move this burning out of the way. To anti-Asian violence. So like recently, like with the massacres and the killings in like Atlanta, like during this whole pandemic, we have seen just like tons of anti-Asian violence and anti-Asian sentiment, like from everything from it being called the China flu to like people like beating up just like Asian people randomly on the streets. And like it is not beyond like the sentiment from the corona, because that's just foolishness and like banter created by the white man to like get us to fight each other. Like they want us to like hate each other, love them, work for them, like toil for them, like toil for their colony, and all the while be fighting. Like, why should we have a problem with any any colonized person from Asia for any reason? Like, we are not fighting against each other. This is against colonization. Oh, wait. Let me just... You know what? Colonization. Colonialism. This system of white power that keeps us all oppressed and away from our own life, our own land, our own liberty, our own resources. Like, not, like, against each other. Like, the recent attacks were perpetrated by a white man. But we have seen people in our own respective communities carry those same like sentiments, even like commit acts of violence and stand by and like say nothing. So what we want, like, we're about action here at the New Kai Tree. We're not just, talk. And as what we can do as sort of like content creators is just ask you, if you see it, say something.
Do something.
Do something. Don't just stand. I'm not saying call a cop. Don't call the pigs. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, your people, your neighborhoods,
especially if it's a colonized person doing it, get that shit to freaking cease immediately. And if it's a colonizer, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but there's frustration that you could use in that moment. So use it. All of the, we keeping it 100, right? Bae very much, took care of just like really letting y'all know that just the violence in and of itself has to stop. And any colonized people that are, especially black people that are, using this as an opportunity, because I'm going to speak to y'all, we're keeping it 100. Using this as an opportunity to get back at any anti-black sentiments that you see the Asian community giving.
Think of the source of that.
I know how being the bigger person feels like accepting disrespect, but like Mick Sykes was about to say, you have got to understand the source of that. It is not them that think this of you. It is the programming that has made it so that they think this of you, right? That they're following you in their stores and etc., right? There's not much opportunity to get to know each other. So at the end of the day, if we can find opportunity to get to know each other, like if black people, again, I know how hard it feels, but you kind of got to be the one. Be like, you know what? You be following me in the store. What's your name? My name is this. How you doing? Because we have to be better than colonialism, period. Every time. And in the Asian people, you see a black person, if you feel that level of, colonized, you know what I'm saying, fully fucking colonially implanted distrust in your spirit when it happens. Get to know this person. Decide to know them and be able to base your opinion of them on who they are rather than that signal.
Like we always ask white people to do.
And at the end of the day, we can't expect that of them. So expect it of each other and expect it of ourselves. For real. That's the only way we can end the white terrorism that we are perpetuating amongst each other.
Right.
Right? We can only end anti-Asian violence amongst each other. Right? From other colonized people against Asians if we fucking see each other as each other and get to know each other and vice versa. Right? Is there anything that we can do to end white terrorism against Asian bodies right now, physically?
Other than organize and try to get together and like make our own shit to stop it?
Not really. But what we can do is make sure that we're not perpetuating that shit and make sure that when we see white people doing it, that we enforce the fact that it will not fucking happen by doing something about it.
Callan said, and thank you, Callan, for sticking with us for this whole show. Glad you hit on that. I was talking with my colleagues. We were talking about that, doing the work in our communities to undo these anti-black and anti-Asian sentiments in our community. It's about combating white supremacy, not each other. Ashe, like, yes, I completely unite. Thank you guys so much for sitting with us. We've kept you so long, we don't want to keep you any longer. So make sure... Oh, no. The music ain't working.
Next likes me doing so much work.
For real. And, like, for my things, like, not to be... Whatever. I'll fix this in post. Anyway, thank you guys for sitting with us. It was a great show. I felt we got to share a lot. You guys shared a lot. We learned a lot. Thank you for sitting with us. Tune in next Wednesday at 8 p.m. We'll be bringing another topic. Make sure you follow us on on Facebook. We're available wherever podcasts are streaming. We're also on YouTube and Instagram at A New Kai Tree, so make sure you follow us there. And hit up that support page on Anchor FM so you can donate to us and subscribe monthly to help make this podcast better and better. Good night, y'all.
Peace. I can set you free from all that seems to point you. Here's a goal. You're the key into the darkest night.